Hello everyone, welcome back to another Beer versus Beer. So I have like over 40 videos recorded and I have yet to do an IPA. And I recognize that IPAs are one of the most popular forms of beer right now, especially among craft brew fans. For those of you who have been with the channel for a while, you know that I'm not really into IPAs. I somewhat jokingly tend to say that they all taste like various forms of grapefruit juice to me. In that I typically don't like beers where like the main note is bitterness, or like the just overwhelming predominant note, and like that's how you would characterize it. Now something like Arrogant Bastard, which I haven't had on the channel yet, but I've had before, actually has a higher what is it called? IBU rating than a lot of other beers. And yet I actually like that because I find that it's very balanced. By the way, I almost picked some up today. I wanted to do something with it, but I don't know what to compare it with. I haven't been able to find anything, at least locally, that seems to be a good comparison with it. Just let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions. Also, let me know if you would be open to or appreciate me doing single beer reviews, because I mean the whole notion of this channel, of course, Beer versus Beer, is that I pit two beers against each other. But sometimes I just want to review a beer, or at least talk about a beer on its own. And primarily because I feel rushed, and I basically, if I do a video, like that's pretty much it. I can't actually sit down and enjoy one because, it's already enough as it is, just doing the videos. So, anyway, just let me know your thoughts on that, whether single reviews would be something you'd be open to. But I'm doing two things. I'm doing an in-house battle, because they're both Jai Alai, but I'm also doing, I guess you could say, two different versions of a style or two different styles. I'm doing their single IPA versus their double IPA. Beer with Alan mentioned recently on one of his shorts that double IPAs might actually be more balanced, which is not something I expected to hear. I thought, because I've had some Imperial IPAs and stuff before, and they still seem rather strong to me in bitterness. So I'm actually curious to do a double. So I'm comparing both of these, and part of that is to see whether or not within the same brewery I prefer a regular IPA or a double IPA. So I'm interested in that sense, although my guess would be it might be more of a matter of which one I dislike the least. But I want to do something for you IPA fans. I did have the regular Jai Alai once before recently. I ended up being given a 12-pack of it, and I just tried it. I didn't finish a whole can, but I did try it, had a few sips, and I was like, okay, this actually reminds me a little bit of just regular Sierra Nevada. And I was told by the guy at the bottle shop when I was looking for suggestions that Jai Alai is more of an old school IPA, and that he thinks, based on what he knows of me, I might actually like it better than others. And he's probably right. I think I actually found it to be a little bit more tolerable than some of the IPAs I have tried. But it's still just not my thing. But I'm curious to see how this goes. So, well, definitely got big head on these. So the double IPA looks hazier. These are the same glasses. The regular looks rather clear, so that's interesting. They're both pretty high content though. The regular IPA they have is 7.5, so I'm actually surprised that's considered a single. And then their double is 10%. So these are no joke, and I probably won't be able to finish either of these, to be honest. Let's go ahead and give them a shot. All right, I'm going to start with the regular Yeah, I get grapefruit smell. That's it. I mean, if I didn't see it, I would think, oh, it's grapefruit juice. Okay, the double has a really thick head, so I think that might be preventing much of the scent coming out. And yes, these are Sierra Nevada glasses. I got these from the tour I did there. From what I can get, it's a little bit less strong, but I think that's probably just the head blocking it. This is interesting to me, the way that they're pouring. Well, I still think it's hazier. I don't know, on the double. All right, let me actually, I was gonna start with the regular. Let me start with the double because I've never had it before. Yeah, all right. I guess I didn't hold these up to you before. Interesting. I think from what I remember of the regular, this does taste smoother and less bitter to me. I don't know what the IBU ratings are. I still have that, it still tastes like grapefruit juice to me. I'm not gonna lie. It's got that sour bitterness. But it's a little sweeter than I remember the single being, so I'll be interested to see if that holds up when I try the single. Actually, this seems pretty muted to me too, from what I remember. I mean, I get confused. I would have guessed that this regular one was just Sierra Nevada. Now, I've only had that like once, and it was on site. And by Sierra Nevada, I specifically mean their IPA. Or sorry, no, their pale ale, Sierra Nevada pale ale, which to me tastes like an IPA. I don't really notice a difference. Wow. So I've never reviewed any IPAs before. I do have some family members that really like them, and we got like a variety of them once to try different ones because they're big fans of it. And they were trying to, see if they could find one I would like. And so I tried a bunch of different ones from Sierra Nevada, I think, and mostly the Voodoo Ranger line, which I believe is New Belgium. We had like a bunch of different ones. American IPA, there was an Imperial IPA, there was like it was like all these different levels of like from the same brewery, which kind of confused me. And I'm like, man, how many different kinds of IPA can you make? Apparently a lot. All right. Could I even tell these apart? Yeah, I think I can. I think I could tell that at least they're not the same exact beer if you put them side by side, blindfolded I mean. I could probably pick out which one is which, but it's very slight. It tastes very similar to me. I think the double is a little bit smoother, a little bit more sweetness, more balanced perhaps. The regular IPA is just more bitter overall, and it kind of lingers. Okay. So maybe a little bit more malt base on the double is what I'm getting. So I'm surprised that neither of them are as bitter as I would have thought. They are exactly grapefruit juice to me, just not as strong as I expected. In general, I'm going to have to go with the double. I just think it's a little bit smoother, a little bit more balanced, and therefore a little bit less harsh to me. And so, yeah, I'm going to give the double a win here. Has it turned me into an IPA fan? Am I going to seek this out? No. But I hope you IPA fans appreciated this, and let me know your thoughts, especially if you've tried these two before. All right, see you next time.